Wow, I sure love watching a streamer gabbing about stuff that I can't relate to, especially if the streamer is a cute anime girl. She's so funny that I think I'll send her some money that was supposed to pay for my rent. Speaking of streaming, come and check out my streams on twitch.tv/Shaun. Nope, I'm not streaming. At least, not for now. Yeah. The game we'll be trying today is called No Good Streamer Mirai-chan. In this game, we're playing as a guy, watching a streamer who goes by the name Mirai. Of course, this is not your usual Twitch streamer, but an only fab streamer. So we are basically playing as a gooner who watches cam girls. By the way, there's also a girl who moved into the apartment next to you. I wonder if she has anything to do with Mirai-chan. The gameplay of this game is really simple, just be an average Twitch chat. Before you start imagining what kind of weird and unhinged comments you can type in the chat, I'll tell you that, yes, you can technically type anything in the chat, but most of the time, Mirai will just ignore it, just like your average streamer. So that's pretty realistic in a sense. But to be real, this chat mechanic is really restrictive, and Mirai will only pick up on your messages if you type something that triggers her keyword. Even then, Mirai will sometimes reply to your comments with something completely different from what you've sent. Like in this case, I asked her if she had read the Epstein files. I know why I decided to ask her that, and it somehow triggered a keyword, but instead she talks about hentai manga or something. So if you're hoping for a game that recreates the experience of watching a cute streamer girl and being in her chat, it's not happening in this game. You probably should just go watch an actual streamer for that. Anyway, the core gameplay is just you watching the stream and watching her yaps until the stream ends, while you occasionally type in some dumbass comment in her chat. Like here, you can see how much of a toddler I am. You can also build up the hype meter on the right here by typing the chat or sending her super chats. If you've built up enough hype, Mirai will extend the stream and give out some spicier content. That's mostly the gameplay, and the other half is just some visual novel stuff. The plot of this game is very straightforward. Your neighbor is actually the streamer that you've been gooning to all this time, Mirai-chan. What? And you do something, help her deal with hate coming from this one singular person, which is her friend, Yukari. A girl who is also a streamer but did worse than Mirai in terms of numbers, despite being the one who introduced Mirai to the streaming war. Anyway, Mirai falls in love with you, has sex, she quits being a streamer, and you both live happily ever after. The end. As for scenes of this game, other than the scenes during the stream itself and the usual H scenes, there's also a one-on-one stream thingy that you can do. In this special stream, Mirai will perform all kinds of actions that you type in the chat, showing her tits and ass, something like that. You also have the option to engage in small talk with her, with a set amount of choices. In general, the scenes in this game are drawn well, and the voice acting is nice. So there's that. The best aspect of No Good Streamer Mirai-chan is definitely the voice acting of Mirai herself. The VA has done such a great job of talking like a streamer, and I often find myself immersed in her stream, despite the fact that it's not real. It's insane how authentic she sounds. Plus, there are also 2 ASMR streams in the game. They are actually ASMR.
みんな好きだと思うな。エッチなサキュボスが登場するよ。
This game also puts great details in the streaming side of things, such as having different thumbnails for each stream, and I feel like instead of a normal streamer, Mirai feels more like a VTuber in a sense. It's me, Pekala! Not because she's a cute anime girl, but she has a dedicated greeting for her streams, called Mirai at the start and Oats Mirai at the end. I don't think any streamers other than VTubers do this kind of unique greeting for their fan base. Correct me if I'm wrong. She also does this thing of putting a black screen with white text for her graduation stream. And I'm getting immense PTSD from this shit. I did not expect to be hit by this while playing this fucking game. This game also feels like a VTuber fan's wet dream. What? My favorite VTuber is moving next to me and she always texts me before and after streams, sends me nude pictures, is a virgin, and falls in love with me. It is also incredibly unreal how supportive her chat is when she announced that she has a boyfriend. You know, if any VTuber actually does this, some of their hardcore fans will either burn their merch or just straight out hang themselves. Anyway, putting aside all the VTuber stuff and focusing on the game itself, I would recommend that you think twice before getting the game. The core gameplay is pretty bland, and the plot isn't super interesting either. It's also on the pricey side, especially if you're thinking about getting DLC, as it only adds a little more content for Mirai's friend, Yukari. So it's not really worth the money unless you really want a golf GF. Overall, No Good Streamer Mirai-chan is a game that sounds interesting in concept, but the execution isn't the best. While having an amazing dub for the character, the stream itself is not too interesting, and you soon find yourself getting bored after knowing that whatever you type in the chat does not matter other than some random keywords set by the game itself. The scenes are good, but they do not justify how pricey the game is. All while there are other H games that are way cheaper and better as well. If you want a better game about streamers, Needy Streamer Overload is the game. No sex though. What I'm trying to say is that unless you really like what you're seeing here, it's better to just save your money and buy something else instead, like an incest game or whatever. In conclusion, I'll give No Good Streamer Mirai-chan a 4 out of 10. This is probably the lowest score I've given so far, and I kind of feel bad for some reason. I don't hate the game, it's just a gooner game with a poorly executed concept. Maybe I should become an IGN reviewer and give every game a score of 7 out of 10. But for the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bless. Wait, wrong game.